Hi everyone, my name's Kenyon. I'm one of the knee specialists working at the Performance Lab at Blackburn and Burnley, and I'm pleased to say that I'm joined by Ben today, Ben Freeman, who's one of my patients here. We're going to be talking about meniscal tears, or what people normally refer to as cartilage tears. And there's a big misconception about these tears that they all automatically need surgery. That's not the case. Generally, we can treat the majority of these and get them right with the right rehab. In fact, most people have tears from the age of sometimes mid-20s onwards, or a bit younger in Ben's case, and it's pretty much normal, and we can treat that. But sometimes if you've got mechanical signs and symptoms, we may need to get a further intervention, or if, like Ben, you're predisposed to this a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to let Ben tell you about his story of how this happened and what has happened since, and go through his experience. So Ben, thanks for joining me, and tell me a bit about your knee, or knees.
That's knees, yeah. So the main training that I do is CrossFit training, so you're using a lot of range of motion, so you're going into full squats, full snatches, things like that. Just during a normal gym session, in a front squat, as I've gone down into the bottom of the squat, I felt a popping sensation in my knee. Straight away, sudden pain. I really wasn't sure what it was. Panicked. Obviously, coaches, people around could give kind of advice, but it wasn't really reassuring. So I got in touch with Matt. As soon as I saw Matt, he had one look at it, did some testing on it. Within the first 10-15 minutes, straight away knew that it was a meniscal tear. Obviously, wanted to make sure and get the scans done, so he pointed me in the right direction and just how to go about doing that through private healthcare. So once we got that ball rolling, it was just a case of having the MRI, which just confirmed what Matt had already said, and then from there it was to have the surgery. So I had the surgery, it went really well, and recovered on the left side.
Worked hard on the left side, and as I alluded to, Mr. Marinisson, the surgeon that saw you, pointed towards your meniscus being problematic anyway.
From the start, it was something that without injuring it, I'd never known about, but having looked at them both now, it looked like it was something that was always going to happen. So
Ben was blessed with big meniscus, so that just predisposed him to having these tears, and that was one of the main reasons why the physio that we tried with him initially didn't work, because he had that mechanical sign, so that catching in his knee every time he went into flexion, and it was lateral meniscus on the left on both sides, and obviously you're going to come to what happened after your full recovery on your left.
So after my full recovery, I was lifting heavier than before, so obviously the left knee was not a problem anymore, but then February this year, I managed to do the exact same movement on the right side. So took straight away, phoned Matt up. Matt, I think I've done it again. Straight away, we just followed the same process. Obviously, having somebody there who knew, and obviously I've been through it and understood the process. It was a lot more reassuring now, because I knew that there was not just the initial option of surgery. It might not be just that. There's various options, but then we went ahead with the surgery after the MRIs, and then now 10 weeks post surgery, I finally got to a decent stage now.
Yeah, we've just measured him on the isokinetic machine over there. His scores are actually up. With Ben, for a long time, his hamstring was significantly weaker. He's got his hamstrings equal now, well up to the strength margins that we were looking for, and his quads. He's absolutely smashed it. He's doing great. Incidentally, when he flared his knee up the second time, it was after you being extremely fatigued and tired, which is a big sign for you guys to look out for. If you're tired, if you're fatigued, don't lift heavy weights, because this is what happens. But yeah, he's done absolutely brilliantly well with his rehab. We've taken him through all the strength side of things. Tonight we're looking at taking him to landing control, because he's passed all his markers, so he's now looking at high impact. We'll probably do a couple of them now. Actually, let's do a little bit now. So if you want to do a squat jump for me, remember keeping them feet facing as forward as possible. So Ben has a tendency for that right foot just to sneak out, which can put more pressure onto his knee. So let's have a look at how you're doing now. So squat jumps, no pressure. And stop. Perfect form, feet just slightly pointing out, so no issues there, happy with that. So we'll progress him onto multi-direction tonight, looking at forward, side to side and rotational. Give him around 100 landing contacts to do per session to really push him and get that control back, and see how he responds, and review him at his next milestone stage in about 3 to 4 weeks. So if this resonates with any of you guys out there, if you know anyone that's had these symptoms of that sharp catching pain and something not feeling right in your knee, then share this with them. Also, if you want some more information on meniscal or cartilage tears and the do's and don'ts and some myth busters, then just like this or contact me and I'll email you some stuff out. This is also going out to my mailing list, so if any of you guys want more information, again, just send me an email and I'll send you some information out. But I just really want you to spot some of these signs, and I'm really appreciative of Ben taking the time out just to talk you through his story. I think it's excellent, really happy with his progress, and long may your knees stay in good shape, Ben. No more problems, no more knees for it to happen to now.
No,
so
that's it, now they're both fixed, should be alright.
Perfect. Listen, thanks for joining me. I'm going to be doing some more podcasts and some more videos in the coming weeks on different knee injuries, so stay tuned for that. All the best. Cheers, Ben.